Next up, the CarBuyer Advisor, your first place to turn for everything automotive. Taking a stand for consumer education and dedicated to connecting you with the industry's finest automotive products, services, and advice. And now, please welcome the CarBuyer Advisor.
Committed to customer satisfaction is one of the most overused and quite possibly abused advertising terms in the history of the automotive industry. Now, here's the paradox. Some really are. Some try to provide their customers services in a truly consumer-friendly, convenient way. Our next business does not have the biggest advertising budget. They may not have a catchy jingle. They simply do the best they can do every day, day in, day out, to earn customers' trust and respect. They rely on their customers to tell others about them. Now, if you ask most consumers how much they enjoy the process of having their car serviced, many may opt for oral surgery. Take time off of work, have someone take you to drop it off and pick it up, that's no longer a requirement. Our next guest wanted to send a message right out of the gate that they are committed to servicing their customer. Make no mistakes about it. This business is so committed to customer convenience, they actually come to you. Let me describe for you what they do. Your car needs an oil change. They come to you. Your car needs new brakes. They come to you. You're stuck on the roadside. They come to you. With a veritable shop on wheels, self-contained and capable of just about any job, they come to you. Even better news, if you have more than one car or truck, they still come to you. Do you have a corporate fleet of cars or trucks? They even come to you. Please welcome back on our show, quite possibly one of my most favorite local businesses, Michelle Anderson with Nevada Mobile Automotive Service. Michelle, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Michelle, let's start for our listeners that may not have heard one of your prior appearances with a little history lesson about Nevada Mobile Automotive Service and why you decided to go with mobile service.
Well, Mitch, we feel that anybody can open an automotive shop and any shop can do what they do. But how do we reinvent the wheel to make it affordable and convenient for the customer? That's why we decided to go mobile.
Well, your business has some written objectives and a real mission. Please share your mission statement and your customer commitment policies with our listeners, if you will, please.
Okay. Well, when we started this business, we decided that it was our mission to provide the best automotive repair experience in the industry and to do it with an affordable rate. And so we believe that exceptional service should have an affordable price and it should be convenient, that you should not have to have the hassle of taking the car to the shop and the hassle of having somebody follow you. We bring the service to you. Some of the commitments to our customers that we offer, we provide quick, reliable, and convenient service. Again, at an affordable price, and half the time at a price that's lower than a convenient shop, or not convenient shop, but stationary shop. Yes. When we do any service, we decide to thoroughly inspect your car to ensure that it's diagnosed properly and that any potential hazards that are out there are addressed immediately and that you know about them. We offer honest repair advice about the condition and repair needs of your vehicle, which means that if there's a problem there, but it can wait, it's not an emergency to fix, we're going to let you know that. And we're going to say, this should be addressed, but it can wait a while. If it is an immediate hazard to you, we're going to let you know that as well and tell you that it should probably be fixed right away. We use only the highest quality parts, and we do that because we want less callbacks and less hazards on the road for our customers. There are a lot of shops out there, and there's a lot of places that you can get cheaper parts, but those cheaper parts come with consequences.
Quality is a very important part of what you're saying, and we agree with that, by the way. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I really want our listeners to understand what that looks like, because that's big. When you use inferior products, you're advertising. Some of these shops will go out of their way to advertise these ridiculously low, uncompetitive prices, but what consumers are getting is what they pay for.
Exactly.
And they're just probably going to wind up doing that same repair sooner or a second time, or when that part fails, and that they just would have been better off to get the right quality done the first time. So thank you for pointing that out. Please continue.
And our biggest the biggest commitment to our customers is that we want to offer superior customer relations by addressing any and all customer concerns up front and right away. And we choose to supply parts where we're able to offer a 12-month, 12,000-mile parts and labor warranty on just about any part that we can supply you. And, of course, we always want to exceed customers' expectations.
Now, I mentioned you show up in a veritable shop on wheels, and I bring that up because I don't want our listeners to vision a pickup truck with a toolbox handyman style on the back of it. Mm-hmm. Describe your fleet of service vehicles to our listeners.
So we have 4 trucks that we run around in. 3 of them are literally like as big as a U-Haul moving truck, and inside it contains various equipment that's needed for us to do the job. Some of them are setups for specialty services. We also have a van, and we have a truck that we use to go up to Truckee. It's 4-wheel drive. Some of the equipment is set up we have a brake lathe on one, so that way we can turn rotors. Others are set up for suspension, for diagnostics, for oil changes. So it's all different.
Well, and I mentioned that your list of services, we're going to get to that in a minute, are really extensive, and that's how you can do that in the field is by having properly equipped machinery with you. Tell us a little bit about the technicians that come along with that.
All of our technicians are ASE certified, and they have their own specialties and specialty licenses for the certain jobs that they do. Some specialize in suspension and steering. Some specialize in electronics and electrical diagnosis. So they're all uniformed with their names on the chest, and that way when I say Rick's going to come out and he'll be in this van, or Steve's going to come out, and they show up at your door, you know who's coming. Well,
and so you also mentioned that your technicians are also specialized with the vehicles that they go with. So you have one that's set up for suspension and a suspension certified tech that goes with that vehicle to the roadside even, and we'll get to that in a second as well. I worry sometimes, Michelle, when we say mobile, that people imagine rather limited capabilities. But you can do just about everything at their home office or even on the roadside, other than maybe some major engine and transmission overhauls. Take a moment, if you will, and address some of the types of work that you offer on a mobile basis.
Well, on a mobile basis, we do everything that's pretty basic. We can do stuff from an oil change, transmission service, air filter replacement, to brake services. We can do even more complicated stuff, such as we can replace shocks and struts. We can do tune-ups, 30, 60, and 90K services. We've even replaced timing belts and water pumps, even the more extensive ones that take 3 or 4 hours, out on the job site.
Well, convenience is one thing I gain when I'm using a mobile automotive repair shop, but there's some other benefits, and if you will, to share with some of our audience some of the additional advantages of you coming to them.
Well, let's face it, Mitch, in this economy, time is money. And the last thing a person wants is to have to take time off work to go and take their car into the auto repair shop. So what we do is we provide them the convenience of being able to come in and repair the vehicle at their home while they're cleaning on their day off, or at the office while they're working, so they don't have to take the time off and lose the money to go take their car to the repair shop. Now, if you're a fleet customer or you have a fleet of vehicles, we're able to prevent them from having to have 2 techs drive the car to the shop, drop it off, pay 2 techs to drive back to pick up another car, and for the fleet customer to lose money because their truck is down. We're able to come out and do that oil change during their weekly meeting while the techs are inside, and so when they come out, they're able to put the stuff in the truck and head off on the road, and they're making money and
Well, and one of the things that I think is interesting too is that, let's say that there's somebody that's stuck on the roadside. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about how they can benefit from your being mobile.
Well, if you're stuck on the roadside, a lot of times what you're going to end up doing is calling a tow truck, having them tow it to the nearest shop or to home, and then having to try to find a way to get it fixed. we can save you the money of the tow bill because we actually come out, and probably in the time that you would have had to wait for the tow truck to show up, we will have your car diagnosed and probably almost fixed.
Well, and that's part of the problem. Not only do you have the expense of the tow truck, but they're not as rapid in dispatching as your shop has been. I've talked to you before about this, and you have the mobile capabilities. And if somebody is on the roadside, you will take a vehicle and dispatch it as immediately as physically possible to get them back out and get them off to a safe place, and then repair the vehicle for them if possible on the roadside.
Correct.
Now, I also I think one of the first questions that arises for most of your commercial accounts as well as your individual consumers is how much more does you come to me cost?
Well, again, when we started this business, we wanted it to be affordable for everybody. And so we find that we are actually cheaper than most of the stationary shops in town. And for our fleet customers, we offer a discount. The bigger the fleet, the bigger the discount.
Well, one of the things I talked to Rick about before I thought was really interesting is that you really don't charge the travel time to the site and back.
That's correct.
You don't charge the parts pickup time there and back.
That's correct.
And if I remember correctly, you also only use a standard time guide, which is a pretty nationally respected labor time guide. So when it comes to actually charging for the job, you charge what the book time standard published guide time is for that repair.
That's correct. And if our technicians go over that time for any reason, what you've been quoted is what you're going to be charged.
And then your labor rate is considerably less than most stationary franchise dealership shop rates, and it's really affordable. And so your hourly rate is
$89 an hour.
And if you compare that, folks, you're going to find that more than competitive. And again, on a mobile service where they come to you. So it really doesn't cost more. As a matter of fact, it really costs less when you take into consideration that you don't have the cost of people running back and forth. You don't have the tow bills. I mean, it really can save you money having them come to you. Michelle, what are your primary functions at Nevada Mobile Automotive Service, and how would they get a hold of you to schedule an appointment?
Well, Mitch, I'm glad you asked. If you call Nevada Mobile Automotive Service, 90% of the time, I will be the one to answer the phone. I will find out what the problem is and dispatch the proper person to come out and take care of it for you. I'm also the one who provides you with the quotes that are needed to repair your vehicle. You can reach us by calling 775-200-4669. We also have a stationary shop where we're located at 2540 Sutro Street, suite number 12.
And also you handle the commercial accounts as well, I understand, too, right?
I do handle the commercial sales and the commercial side of the business.
And a website for them if they wanted to look you up online?
Our website is www.nvmobileautoservice.com.
Michelle Anderson, Nevada Mobile Automotive Service, thanks again for being here with us today, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Make sure you tell them you heard about them on our show and that quality does matter and you support it. If you missed any of Nevada Mobile Automotive Service's prior appearances, or you want to share them with a friend, you can find them on our Facebook and YouTube channel, and links to these available for your convenience on our website, thecarbuyerinvestor.com.